In the summer of 1984, the CIA launched one of its most secretive and bizarre operations. Codenamed Project Gateway, its goal was nothing less than to alter consciousness and transcend space-time. The mission: to train psychic spies, soldiers who could see the future, travel out of their bodies, and even journey to other dimensions. The documents were classified for nearly 20 years. When they were finally released, they revealed a stunning truth. The US government believed it had found a scientific method for unlocking superhuman abilities. But this wasn't science fiction. This was a heavily funded, top-secret government program. They claimed it worked. So why did they shut it down? What did they discover that was so powerful or so dangerous that it had to be buried? We thought we understood the limits of the human mind, but this project suggests a reality far stranger than we can imagine.
Where logic bends and mysteries unfold. This is Mind Paradox.
Today we're pulling back the curtain on the Gateway experience, a program designed to turn ordinary people into extraordinary beings. The story begins not in a clandestine lab, but with a man named Robert Monroe, a successful radio executive. In the late 1950s, Monroe started experiencing strange phenomena. He'd feel intense vibrations in his body, followed by a sensation of floating, of leaving his physical self behind. He was terrified, convinced he had a brain tumor or a serious psychological disorder. After countless medical tests, came back normal. He was left with an unsettling conclusion. He was having spontaneous, out-of-body experiences. Instead of running from it, Monroe decided to study it. He documented his experiences meticulously, treating his own consciousness like a laboratory. He wanted to understand what was happening to him, and more importantly, if he could control it. He wasn't a mystic or a spiritual guru. He was a practical, scientifically minded man, trying to solve a puzzle. Over years of experimentation, he discovered that certain sound frequencies seemed to induce these states. He called this technology Hemi-Sync, short for hemispheric synchronization. The idea was simple, but revolutionary. By playing different frequencies into each ear, you could coax the brain's hemispheres into working together, creating a focused, powerful state of consciousness that opened the door to these strange experiences. Monroe founded the Monroe Institute to research these phenomena, and his work soon caught the eye of a very powerful and very curious organization, the US Army. This was the height of the Cold War. The United States was in a high-stakes intelligence race with the Soviet Union, and rumors were swirling that the Soviets were making terrifying progress in K-tronic warfare, using psychic powers for espionage and combat. The US couldn't afford to be left behind. They needed their own psychic spies. So in 1978, they sent Army intelligence officer Wayne M. McDonnell to the Monroe Institute. His mission was to assess whether Monroe's methods were real, and if so, whether they could be weaponized. McDonnell's report was a bombshell. He didn't just endorse the program, became a fervent believer. He wrote a detailed analysis explaining exactly how the Gateway process worked, bridging the gap between Monroe's spiritual-sounding language and hard theoretical physics. McDonnell's paper, titled Analysis and Assessment of the Gateway Process, became the scientific backbone of the entire project. It's a mind-bending document that attempts to explain out-of-body experiences, remote viewing, and even time travel, using concepts from quantum mechanics. He argued that consciousness isn't just a product of the brain, it's a fundamental aspect of the universe itself. According to McDonnell, the entire universe is a gigantic, complex hologram. Everything that has ever happened and ever will happen is encoded in this universal energy field. Think of it like a cosmic hard drive. Our brains normally filter out almost all of this information so we can focus on our immediate physical survival. We perceive a solid, linear reality of cause and effect. But McDonnell claimed that the Gateway process, using Hemi-Sync, could bypass these filters. By achieving a state of deep focus, a person could alter their own consciousness to resonate with this universal hologram. Their awareness, now untethered from their physical body, could access information from anywhere in space or time. It sounds like something from a movie, but the Army took it completely seriously. They officially launched Project Gateway. The goal was to create a reliable, repeatable training program to turn soldiers into remote viewers. These trained individuals would, in theory, be able to project their consciousness to a target location, say, a secret Soviet missile silo, and describe what they saw.
Nice.
It was the ultimate intelligence-gathering tool. The program identified specific brainwave states, from the beta waves of normal waking life to the alpha of relaxation, and the theta of deep meditation and dreams. The Hemi-Sync tapes were designed to guide a person sequentially through these states, reaching a level of focus known as Focus 12, where the mind was supposedly quiet enough to perceive beyond the physical senses. The training was rigorous. Participants would lie in darkness, listening to the Hemi-Sync frequencies through headphones. An instructor would guide them through a series of mental exercises, visualizing an energy conversion box to put their worries in, reciting a mantra called the Gateway Affirmation to state their intention, and learning to create and control a ball of energy. The final step was the most important: learning to peel out of their physical body and move their point of awareness. Recruits reported incredible experiences. Some claimed to have floated around the room looking down at their own bodies. Others said they traveled to distant locations, describing them with uncanny accuracy. The project seemed to be a stunning success. But here's where the paradox deepens. As the trainees got better, their experiences got stranger. They didn't just remote view locations on Earth. Some claimed to have traveled into the past and the future. Others reported encountering non-physical intelligent beings in these other realms. The gateway process wasn't just a tool for spying. It was a portal to other dimensions. McDonnell's report even discusses this. He refers to this state as Focus 21, the realm between this life and the next, a place inhabited by entities that are not human. The project had started as a military intelligence program and had stumbled into the territory of metaphysics, spirituality, and the afterlife. The implications were staggering. If consciousness could exist outside the body and interact with other dimensions, what did that mean for our understanding of reality, of life and death? The CIA became involved, folding the research into their own infamous Stargate project. For years, they used remote viewers for intelligence operations. One of the most famous remote viewers, Joseph McMoneagle, was awarded the Legion of Merit for providing information on 150 targets that could not be found. He claimed to have located a secret Soviet submarine and identified a hostage location, sitting in a quiet room thousands of miles away. The documents confirm that intelligence gathered through remote viewing was often passed on to the National Security Council and even the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They were using psychics at the highest levels of government. So, we have a scientifically designed process, backed by the US military and CIA, that seemingly allowed people to leave their bodies, travel through time, and speak with entities from other dimensions. The official records confirm its use and even cite its successes, and then, in 1995, it was all shut down. The official reason? The program was deemed too expensive and the results unreliable. But does that make sense? If you had a tool, even an inconsistent one, that could give you information nobody else could get, would you just throw it away? The cost of the entire 20-year project was about $20 million, a tiny fraction of the defense budget. Something doesn't add up. This is the central paradox of Project Gateway. We know the US government poured millions into developing a method for psychic spying. We know they believed it worked based on a scientific model linking consciousness to quantum physics. We have reports of its successes from credible sources within the military. And yet, they officially abandoned it. Why? One theory is that the results were not just inconsistent, but dangerous. What if the non-physical entities the trainees encountered weren't friendly? What if opening a portal in your mind allowed something else to come through? The training manuals are filled with warnings about attracting undesirable energies. Perhaps the risk became too great. Another possibility is that the project wasn't shut down at all. Perhaps it just went deeper black. Could a technology this powerful ever truly be abandoned? Or was the public closure just a smokescreen, allowing the research to continue far from public or congressional oversight? The declassified documents are heavily redacted. Entire pages are blacked out. We know what they told us, but we have no idea what they're still hiding. The most unsettling thought is that the project worked too well. Maybe they discovered something about the nature of reality, about the power of consciousness that was so profound and paradigm-shifting, they decided humanity wasn't ready for it. Maybe the secret they uncovered was that the ultimate power in the universe is in a weapon or a machine, but the human mind itself, and that's a secret some people would do anything to control. The Gateway documents are now publicly available. The Monroe Institute still teaches the Gateway Voyage. The science, the methods, the mystery, it's all out there for anyone willing to look. But the ultimate question remains unanswered. Was Project Gateway a failed Cold War experiment? A folly of pseudoscience? Or was it proof that we live in a holographic universe, our minds capable of transcending the physical world? We know they tried to map consciousness. We don't know where that map ultimately led them. The journey into the mind is the final frontier, and Project Gateway may have been our first secret step into that vast unknown territory.
If you want to explore the mysteries of memory, perception, and reality itself, you're in the right place. Stay curious, and until next time, keep questioning the world around you. Mind Paradox.
If you enjoyed uncovering the secret, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you won't miss our next exploration.